Congratulations on Thelma. I just got to watch it and absolutely loved it.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great when you really actually love the movie. So you get to work with the new Tom Cruise in this film, a young lady named June Squibb. Talk a little bit about your experience working with this new superstar.
Um, well, it was incredible. She's just she's the best and just the top of the top, and not only the one of the greatest partners in scene work, but also just a really great friend. So it was the best.
We just came from a screening where the audience, you could tell, was really, really deeply connected with the movie. I've been to a lot of screenings at this festival over the years, and it was truly remarkable. And I think the reason that's happening is certainly to a certain extent because of the wonderful, gentle relationship between the magnificent Fred and June, but really there is just an unsentimental, open-hearted, kind of beautiful courage to June's performance that sets the tone, walks a very unusual line of tone that keeps it funny and really moving all the way through.
Yeah.
Can you read that?
This is how
Can
we
you
feel.
tell? Yeah, this is
This
how
is
we feel.
It's more of a fan club.
Yeah.
And also, I just have to say, as someone who has shepherded and dealt with a fair number of egocentric superheroes, it's really nice to have a really grounded superhero.
Talk about maybe a scene for each of you working with June, or just a scene in the film that there are a lot of really moving scenes that really work in the film. For each of you, just give me one that spoke to you and tell me why.
Well, I don't want to spoil, so I'm gonna be slightly what's the word? Slightly
Okay.
vague
Uh-huh.
about exactly what happens in the scene.
Uh-huh.
But there are these two scenes that are built together near the end of the film that meant a lot to me to film, and I feel like they were sort of rudder scenes. Like whenever I was confused, I would find that I could always go back to those two scenes and reread them. And not only did they bring me joy and excitement, but they also felt like they had a kind of core heart of the entire movie within them. And then when we eventually filmed them, it it was even more special than you could have predicted.
For you, Clark?
Um, you know, I in the time since we made this movie, I quite suddenly lost my father at 84, quite suddenly, and there was a vulnerability that suddenly he had a stroke, and there was a vulnerability and a way where this very powerful figure in my family and my life suddenly needed support and was clinging to his own strength and power as it was under assault. And I found the dynamic in the couple of the scenes where, how do we take care of this person? How did she fall for this? I don't know. It was very moving to watch it again after having gone through that experience.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things, because so everyone really goes through this experience of having someone in your family get older and adjusting
Yeah,
to
I'm that in my family right now.
yeah, this kind of change in dynamics, and how do you deal with that? And this kind of very empowering story, I think probably will make people think of it in a different way. Maybe for both of you, talk a little bit about, the message of the film and how you want audiences to respond to this and take away from the story.
Um, I I think like to really love someone is a messy process, and I hope that this movie can feel sort of gloriously messy in the way that life is to me, and that's one of the things that I really responded to when I read Josh's script, which was that, like, to actually love someone is to trust them, but also to worry about them, but also to get on each other's nerves sometimes, but still want to be with them and figure out how to help each other. And I guess I just I feel that that's sort of in every, there's a very real love that he's crafted that is in every frame of this movie and in every frame of June's performance. So I just hope people see it and feel that.
Yes, I mean, Josh is very gifted. We all realized we'd had the same experience when we read the script, which was couldn't put it down. And it's not because it's flashy. It's maybe the slowest moving action movie you'll ever see, but it's deeply human. And when my daughter was born, I remember thinking, she's 22 now, thinking, oh my God, my heart is just going to be walking around the universe completely at risk from now on. And I think there's an element where that also takes place when people are ill or vulnerable or aging, where you're worried about them and want to respect their dignity. But the thing I think needs to be said is, like another filmmaker who's been at this festival a lot, Nicole Holofcener, who I love, there's just something that feels very true in the way that this family interacts, and that's funny. So just to hear all the laughs here, we're just playing it like a family that's bugging each other. As Fred said wonderfully, it's a messy, annoyed, worried family that loves each other. And so there's a lot of humor there.
Yeah. In addition to June, you also had the great Richard Roundtree, who was, I believe this is his last role. Do you have a memory of working with him on set that you can share with us?
Yeah, I didn't get to work with him. I just I was a kid in the 70s when his movies came out. And in my neighborhood, it was a big deal to have a guy who looked like that being the action hero and kicking so much ass. And I was tongue tied. I had finally went over and talked to him, but I was so in awe of what he accomplished. And I just watching the movie last night, because we lost him as well. Felt like such a moving kind of goodbye poem from him, and really beautiful, beautiful work.
I've felt the similar thing last night where I was so honored to work with him and to get to know him. He's an incredible person, and we miss him. And seeing the movie, it's will always be a small thing in the larger loss and feeling, but it's still something where you were to spend a little more time with him again and be able to think about grief and loss with him through his performance felt like a helping hand in missing him.
Well, on that note, Fred and Clark, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. I just really enjoyed the film, and I think audiences are going to love it.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching it. Thanks for your questions.
Thanks for watching the You Interview channel. With over 3,000 original celebrity videos, we have one of the largest collections of celebrity interviews anywhere. So remember to like and comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get more involved, you can become a member of the channel. Membership has its perks. You can see exclusive celebrity videos and get the opportunity to ask our celebrity guests questions. We can't wait to hear from you.